LinkedIn is on easy mode for business owners right now. The reason most are getting zero clients from LinkedIn is because they're still using it like it's 2019. But we've used this updated strategy to generate thousands of inbound leads for us and our clients. And no, this approach doesn't require cold DMs, spammy lead forms, or hundreds of thousands of followers. This new strategy is going to completely flip the script. By the end of this video, you're going to understand how we're going to get people reaching out to you instead of you having to chase them, the old switcheroo. But because that's the goal, before we do anything, we need to make sure your LinkedIn profile is up to scratch, as it's going to operate like a mini landing page. So here's a quick crash course on getting your profile optimized. First, upload a selection of portrait photos of yourself to the website Photo Feeder until you find one that ranks highly in competence, likability, and influence. Whichever one wins, set as your profile photo. Next, your banner. Here is a template you can use. I've also linked it in the description to make your life a little bit easier. Finally, you need to add a link for someone to book a call with you and add a link to a lead magnet. Add both of these to your featured section. The images you use here should be 1200 pixels by 628 pixels. Keep everything on brand. There's coherency between the colors and fonts on your profile and those on your website. Okay, so that's your profile setup. Now, let me explain why this new strategy works and why the old approach stopped working. You see, most people who made it big on LinkedIn did so years ago, when the reach on organic posts came easy and when the prospect you want to speak to hadn't already been pitch slapped 20 times a day, every single day for the last 5 years. But now we're in a predicament. People want authentic interactions, but organic reach is down across the board, and it takes months or years for you to get anywhere with it. Now that is not easy. But thankfully, in conjunction with this restriction on the old way of doing things, LinkedIn has implemented some new systems that allow you to follow a similar setup, but with immediate and far more predictable results. So to start us off with, we need a thought leadership style post. But not just any thought leadership style post, we need a post that talks to a very specific pain and provides immediate, very tangible, and very valuable information. This should be something your target audience actually desperately wants and would genuinely pay for. Think playbooks, toolkits, detailed trainings or courses, or free assets. This is not a thinly veiled sales pitch for your product or service disguised as a white paper. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, John, you genius little that is a lead magnet. What's so special about that? Well, to be fair, nothing yet, but just stick with me, we will get there. Now, here's a template you can use for your post. It is imperative you showcase the value in your creative with either a video or an image. And your call to action at the bottom of the post is for the person reading to just send you a DM to get access to whatever the lead magnet is. Get your post written and get it posted on your personal profile, not on your company page. Now, I'll be honest, what happens when you post this organically does not matter so much. If you have a following, great, I guarantee you'll get leads, provided the thing you are offering is actually giving value rather than secretly trying to steal value, as I said before. But this easy mode approach is meant to work even if you don't have a following. So what's next? Well, next you need to head to the LinkedIn Ads Manager to use a very much overlooked and almost hidden feature. When you're in here, set up a campaign. In case you're wondering how to set up campaigns, here is a quick overview. But if you want to know a little bit more about LinkedIn ads, I cover everything in our ultimate guide, which I will link below. Now, the objective of your campaign should be brand awareness. Now, brand awareness campaigns are generally much lower cost than campaigns with objectives lower down the funnel, such as conversions or lead generation. And the reason for this is you're just boosting content in the feed, so its intent usually isn't to take people off the platform. Now, you can build out your audience to target people in your exact target audience. In fact, for a recent company, we needed to be insanely specific. So we actually just uploaded a list of companies and then we added job title filters so that we had a hyper targeted audience. This is our first advantage over the old system. Organic content used to be putting things out there into the void and just hoping that it got in front of your ICP. And that's easy if your offering is helping people to make content on LinkedIn, so you appeal to everyone on the platform, but it's not so easy if you're literally anyone else, which is why all those other guides, I'll be honest, not particularly useful. But with this new approach, we know our content is going to exactly who we want it to go to. Now, when it comes to our ad creative, we want to navigate to this little hidden section here, and we want to find that post that we just posted, and we want to promote that content. Now, you should start to see leads coming in on day one of going live, and the cost will be much lower than any approach you'll try, as the method of lead acquisition is so low friction. The advantage of doing this on LinkedIn is when the person DMs you, you can just click on their profile and all of the information you need to figure out if they're qualified is laid out perfectly in front of you. But we are not done. This is just step one. We can still make this even easier. Now, this next point I'm going to talk you through takes the strategy to 11. And when I figured this out, I finally got that aha magic pill moment. I basically Neo seeing the Matrix. You see, there is a reason people buy from you. They buy from you when certain criteria are met. Firstly, and obviously, they must need or want what it is you're offering, and the price of that thing must line up with the value they perceive it has. But beyond that, they have to have trust that in exchange for their money, they will get the outcome that they desire. So what it's really all a game of is trust. And we're going to ensure that that trust is built on autopilot. So we're going to head back to the ads manager and we're going to create audiences for these people. Next, we're going to set up remarketing campaigns to deliver ads to those same people. Ideally, you want video, image, and text ads. Now, for these campaigns, you can also bid manually based on impressions, which allows you to yet again lower your ad costs. These ads should answer common questions or objections your target audience has about your product or service. The content should explain key features and benefits and should also contain CTAs for actions further down your funnel, for example, booking a call. Our goal here is to be in front of that prospect every single time they log into LinkedIn in a very structured way. We want to get as many touch points as possible, and we want to build about 7 hours of exposure time to our content. This is enough time to build enough trust to take your schedule rates, show rates, and close rates to another level. Launch this campaign and you've just unlocked easy mode. But this is just one part of a far larger system. You see, I've spent the last 5 years building out the most simple, efficient, and effective client acquisition system possible. It's something I've called the Controlled Growth Framework. I've also tested that system and refined it over and over and over again with over 100 clients and over 5 million in ad spend. And it is my mission to help you by either teaching you that system or implementing it for you. Now, I've put a link below if you want to apply to work with us, but in this video right here, I break down the entire system from beginning to end, and it's entirely free. And just in case you haven't seen the similarity between what I've been talking about in this video and what I'm doing right now, well, it will all become clear after you watch this video.